Good evening, everyone. This is Steve Lookner with Right Side Broadcasting, coming to you with some breaking news. Hugh Hefner, founder of Playboy magazine, controversial figure, 20th century cultural icon. Some people fans of his, some people not fans of his. He has died tonight in Los Angeles. He died peacefully, reportedly, at the age of 91. Hugh Hefner, again, some liked him, some did not like him, but pretty much most people knew who he was and had opinions about him. He founded Playboy magazine, I believe, in the 50s. I'm going to get a little more information about this. 1953 was when it was founded. Playboy magazine, of course, notorious for having naked pictures of unclothed women in it, and at a time when this was not certainly. I was reading an obituary tonight. It said at the time you couldn't even say pregnant on a sitcom on TV. So that shows you how different the time was than now. And it definitely Playboy pushed the boundaries in terms of that kind of thing. And he was just a very big cultural icon. So we're going to be talking about him a bit tonight, getting your thoughts on him, whatever they might be. And we just wanted to come on and do some coverage of this. He is an important cultural figure, so we wanted to cover his death. He is dead tonight at 91. Hugh Hefner, founder of Playboy. If while we're on the air you'd like to write in, you can always send in your comments. I'll be reading your comments on the air. At Lookner on Twitter is where to reach me, at Lookner. And I want to just talk a little bit about, I think a good way to start here is maybe a number of obituaries are coming out tonight. Let's just look at a couple of them as a sample. So this one from the New York Times, this is not a full obituary. Their full obituary has not been published yet. But just so you can see what they say about him, it says, Hugh Hefner, who built Playboy empire and embodied it, dies at 91. And I want to do just a real quick check here to make sure. A number of, great. I just want to check the sound here. We have, let's read a little of this article. It's not that long. It's from the New York Times. They just got published. It says, Hugh Hefner, who created Playboy magazine and spun it into a media and entertainment industry giant, all the while as its very public avatar, acquiring attractive young women and sometimes marrying them well into his 80s, died Wednesday at his home, the Playboy Mansion near Beverly Hills, California. He was 91 years old. His death from natural causes was announced by Playboy Enterprises, Inc. Hefner, the man, and Playboy, the brand, were inseparable. Both advertised themselves as emblems of the sexual revolution, an escape from American priggishness and wider social intolerance. Both were derided over the years as vulgar, adolescent, as exploitative, and finally as anachronistic. But Mr. Hefner was a stunning success from his emergence in the early 1950s. His timing was perfect. He was compared to Jay Gatsby, Citizen Kane, and Walt Disney, but Mr. Hefner was his own production. He repeatedly likened his life to a romantic movie. It starred an ageless sophisticate in silk pajamas and a smoking jacket, hosting a never-ending party for famous and fascinating people. The first issue of Playboy was published in 1953 when Mr. Hefner was 27 years old. A new father married to, by his account, the first woman he slept with. He had only recently moved out of his parents' house and left his job at Children's Activities magazine, but in an editorial in Playboy's inaugural issue, the young publisher purveyed another life. He said in that inaugural issue, "We enjoy mixing up cocktails and an hors d'oeuvre or two, putting a little mood music on the phonograph, and inviting in a female acquaintance for a quiet discussion on Picasso, Nietzsche, jazz, sex." A full obituary will follow. So that's what the New York Times is saying about him tonight. We're going to look at what some other people are saying about him tonight, but we'd also like to hear from you. So if you have any thoughts on Hugh Hefner's passing, on the life and death of Hugh Hefner, give me a shout on Twitter, at Lookner, at Lookner. And someone just made a donation. American Patriots Alt-Left Watch made a donation. Thank you, American Patriots Alt-Left Watch. And American Patriots Alt-Left Watch says, R.I.P. Hugh. The P doesn't stand for peace either, Steve. May Keck welcome him at the gates of Keck heaven. Hashtag praise Keck. Hashtag Pepe Dindu Nuffin. at Pepe_Shapiro. So thank you for the donation. We are viewer supported, so if you do enjoy our coverage, we come on at all hours with breaking news coverage. If you enjoy it and you'd like to donate, we'd really appreciate it because your donations keep us on the air. You can donate by going to the YouTube chat room next to the broadcast and clicking at the $sign at the bottom of the YouTube chat room. There's a little $sign there. Or you can go to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate. So again, this news breaking tonight, Playboy founder Hugh Hefner, dead at 91. So I'm going to look over my messages here, and I'm going to talk a little more about Hugh Hefner. But again, if any of you have any thoughts on this, let me know. Expose Z Wolf replied. I had forwarded a tweet from BNO News where they said, "Flash, Playboy magazine founder Hugh Hefner has died at age 91, company says." And Expose Z Wolf wrote back, "Flash, how well, such a poor choice of words considering the piece of sin he was. Enjoy hell, Hugh." So that was from Expose Z Wolf. But would love to hear some feedback from you guys. So give me a shout. Let me know on Twitter, at Lookner, at Lookner. Let's look at another article that's come out tonight about Hugh Hefner. Here's one from CNN. Oops. Let me pause this video, sorry.
I'm Cooper Hefner, and I am going to give you...
Didn't know that. Autoplay videos, why? Playboy founder Hugh Hefner dead at 91. This article says, Hugh Hefner, the silk-robed Casanova whose Playboy Men's magazine popularized the term centerfold, glamorized an urbane bachelor lifestyle, and helped spur the sexual revolution of the 1960s, has died. The magazine said late Wednesday he was 91. And you know, on a number of the obituaries I've been reading tonight, they are saying things like Hugh Hefner was very influential and you know, making in the sexual revolution. Now, people have different ideas about that kind of thing, but certainly as the 20th century went on, extramarital sex, casual sex, those kind of things were accepted more and more in a lot of society. Not all society, but certainly became more widely accepted among some groups. And Hugh Hefner is seen as an important part of that. However, how you think of that, I leave that up to you. Hefner founded Playboy in 1953 with $600 of his own money and built the magazine into a multi-million-dollar entertainment empire that at its 1970s peak included TV shows, a jazz festival, and a string of Playboy clubs whose cocktail waitresses wore bunny ears and cottontails. Over the years, the legend of Hef only grew as he bedded hundreds of young women, married a few of his magazine's playmates, and cavorted on reality TV shows with a stable of girlfriends less than a third his age. Some critics dismissed him as a relic of a sexist era, especially in his later years, when Hefner spoke openly of his Viagra-fueled sex romps at the Playboy Mansion. But many men envied his adolescent fantasy lifestyle. And his pioneering magazine, his biggest legacy, may have helped the buttoned-up America of the 1950s and early 1960s loosen up a little about sex. I would like to be remembered as somebody who has changed the world in some positive way in a social, sexual sense. And I'd be very happy with that, Hefner told CNN. I'm a kid who dreamed the dreams and made them come true. A little more to this. Let's read a little more about his growing up. Hefner was born on April 9th, 1926 in Chicago to Glenn Hefner, an accountant, and Grace Hefner, and a teacher. Both parents were conservative Protestants from Nebraska. My folks were raised pure prohibitionist, Hefner told The Hollywood Reporter in 2011. They were very good people with high moral standards, but very repressed. There was no hugging and kissing in my home. In 1944, after graduating from high school, Hefner joined the U.S. Army as a writer for a military newspaper. Following World War II, he became a promotional copywriter at Esquire magazine, where he began toying with the idea of publishing a men's magazine. And I had read a different story tonight that said Hugh Hefner was very influenced by Esquire, and he kind of was modeling Playboy in a way on Esquire. Esquire, he said, was always for older guys, but it was very much devoted to male bonding and outdoor adventure, Hefner told CNN. And I wanted to read a magazine that was a little more sophisticated and was focused really on the romantic connection between the sexes from a male point of view. After raising $10,000 from investors, Hefner published the debut issue of Playboy in December 1953. The premiere issue had no date in case it sold poorly and there wasn't a second issue. On its cover was actress Marilyn Monroe, who also appeared in a nude centerfold, a photograph that had originally been used for a pinup calendar. You can imagine in 1953, a magazine with a nude centerfold, what kind of reaction that probably got in a lot of circles. So let's just go down a little bit more. Look, Playboy was an immediate success, selling more than 50,000 copies. Hefner helped personally select monthly playmates, persuaded famous sex symbols such as Jane Mansfield and Ursula Andress to pose nude for the magazine, and added centerfold to the popular lexicon. He was also arrested in 1963 on charges that Playboy violated obscenity laws, but a jury acquitted him after trial. And a little more here, just a little at the end of the article. It says, I've never thought of Playboy, quite frankly, as a sex magazine, he told CNN. I always thought of it as a lifestyle magazine in which sex was one important ingredient. As if to prove his point, Playboy published articles in short fiction by some of the most celebrated writers of the day, including Ray Bradbury, Ian Fleming, Carl Sagan, John Updike, and Vladimir Nabokov, inadvertently creating a joke phrase, I only read Playboy for the articles. The magazine also earned respect for its lengthy interviews with high-profile figures like Martin Luther King Jr., John Lennon, and Jimmy Carter, who made headlines after granting Playboy an interview during his 1976 campaign for president. So we are here covering Hugh Hefner, the death of Hugh Hefner, Playboy founder Hugh Hefner, dead at 91. We'd love to get, I'd love to hear from you. What do you think about this? Do you have thoughts on Hugh Hefner, whether they're pro or con? Let me know. At Lookner on Twitter is where to reach me, at Lookner on Twitter. Let's see. Sharon says, hi, Steve. I feel bad for his family, but other than that, I just hope he made peace with God. John Marco sent me a message, but I don't think I can really read that one on the air. Sorry, John, but thank you for sending it. David L. Culberson says, don't you mean dead coverage? So David sent in a joke. Robert Stewart says, Hugh Hefner was a cultural icon and will be missed. James Wagner says, no one will ever match the brand/icon created, especially breaking through in such different and difficult times. R.I.P. Hef. So a bunch of you have very different opinions on Hugh Hefner. If you want to share yours, write to me on Twitter. James Stevens says, I believe he will be buried next to Marilyn Monroe in Westwood Memorial Cemetery. He bought a crypt next to her. I did not know this. Is this true? I think, is that the Hollywood? I've been to that ceremony cemetery. I used to live right there. It's actually quite a neat cemetery in Westwood Village in LA, where a lot of celebrities are buried. It's right in the city there. And let me look this up for a second. I'm interested in seeing if I can get confirmation of this. Let's see. So Hollywood Reporter says he does own the burial plot next to Marilyn Monroe. So this is from Hollywood Reporter. I'll show you. It says he owns the burial plot next to Marilyn Monroe. Hefner bought the crypt at LA's Westwood Village Cemetery in 1992 for $75,000, according to the UK's Guardian. What is that cemetery called? I want to find out. It's not Hollywood Forever, but there's a name for it. Is it Westwood Village Memorial Park? Is that the one? Westwood Village Memorial Park. Number of celebrities buried there. It's free too. At least it was when I went there. So if you're in Westwood, check it out. Walter Banks says, the porn emperor of the U.S. is gone. I know Ted Cruz is sad, LOL. Just kidding. But really, I hope Hugh Hefner made it to heaven. I kind of want to get some Twitter reaction to Hugh Hefner's death. Let's see what Twitter is saying about this. Now, this isn't surprising. This is like a sports site, Barstool Sports. So I'm not so surprised that they're a fan of Hugh Hefner, and they say R.I.P. to an absolute legend, the original Playboy Hugh Hefner. See what other reaction I can find here. XXL Magazine says hip hop had love for Hef. R.I.P. Hugh Hefner. Is XXL Magazine, is that a hip hop magazine? I'll check. Hip hop magazine. And there are pictures there of Ice-T and Kanye West with Hugh Hefner. Actor Elijah Wood says, Hefner, a giant of cultural influence. Alex Jones posted this. So it's a little graphic, but it's Alex Jones, and I know a bunch of you watch Alex Jones. So, well, actually, let me see. Is this the real Alex Jones? Oh, no, it's not the real Alex Jones, so I'm not going to read it. I'm glad I caught myself. And here's a picture I found on Twitter, and this is a younger Hugh Hefner with the Playboy bunnies who worked in his, and he would have these clubs with Playboy bunnies in them, and you can see right here the picture. So that's an example of Hugh Hefner in a younger time. That might be the 50s or 60s there, maybe the 60s. I read a very interesting thing in an AP story about Hugh Hefner tonight. I'll get to that in a second. I just want to get to some of more of your messages tonight. Jordan Wharton says, like or not, he was an icon, R.I.P. Let me find that AP story on Hugh Hefner, because I thought there was an interesting thing in that story. I had it here, now it's gone. Give me one more sec, guys. Why is it that when I Google Associated Press Hugh Hefner, I don't get the story? But I think I still have it on my phone. Let's see if I can find it here. Nope, I can't. It's terrible. I have one more guess as to what I can do here. Oh, AP, you're not coming through tonight. Here it is. I found it. There it is. All right, it's this thing about Gloria Steinem. So, the AP article is talking about when Hugh Hefner started these clubs, these Playboy clubs, and he says, the AP article says, one bunny turned out to be a journalist. Feminist Gloria Steinem got hired in the early 1960s at a Playboy club and turned her brief employment into an article for Show magazine that described the clubs as pleasure havens for men only. The bunnies, Steinem wrote, tended to be poorly educated, overworked, and underpaid. Steinem regarded the magazine and clubs not as erotic but pornographic. I think Hefner himself wants to go down in history as a person of sophistication and glamour, but the last person I would want to go down in history as is Hugh Hefner, Steinem later said. And then Hefner responded, women are the major beneficiaries of getting rid of the hypocritical old notions about sex. Now, some people are acting as if the sexual revolution was a male plot to get laid. One of the unintended byproducts of the women's movement is the association of the erotic impulse with wanting to hurt somebody. So, some disagreement there between Hugh Hefner and Gloria Steinem. Again, Hugh Hefner dead at 91. We're talking about it here on Right Side Broadcasting. Would like to get to your comments. What do you think about this? What's your opinion of Hugh Hefner? Do you have any thoughts? Please share them with us. Write to me on Twitter at Lookner at Lookner. I want to read your comment on the air, as long as it's clean. I'm sure some of them won't be clean, but if they're clean, I will read them. And let me get a little more reaction here. And some younger people out there might not have been familiar really with Playboy, but know Hugh Hefner from his reality show. Was it The Girls Next Door? Is that what it was? The Girls Next Door. The Girls Next Door, also known as The Girls of the Playboy Mansion, is a reality television series which aired on E! From 2005 to 2010. The series was created blah, 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 blah. So, some younger people knew him probably from that. Or they knew him from Playboy. This was something, Mike Cernovich retweeted this. So this tweet was retweeted by Mike Cernovich, and it says, I'll show you. Why can't I get it on the screen here? Let's see. I will get rid of the graphics. It says, somebody named Art Tavana tweeted out, Kirsten Powers of CNN just deleted a tweet shaming Hugh Hefner and his legacy in the immediate aftermath of his death. No class at all. And I guess this tweet was, I actually think I should have waited a few days to make my point about Hugh Hefner, not because it's not valid, but out of respect for family. So I don't really know what the original tweet was. Interesting, Hollywood Reporter says, Hugh Hefner is being remembered as a champion of great writing and freedom of speech. Oh, it says Hollywood pays tribute. Let's check this out. Here we go. So here are some tweets here about Hugh Hefner. Jenny McCarthy, who was in Playboy, there she is. Jenny McCarthy said, R.I.P. Hef, thank you for being such a revolutionary and changing so many people's lives, especially mine. I hope I made you proud. Actor Rob Lowe said on Twitter, I had a number of great conversations and with Hugh Hefner, maybe just with Hugh Hefner, was such an interesting man, true legend, what an end of an era. Ryan Seacrest says, rest in peace, Hugh Hefner. He will forever be remembered as the Hollywood legend who lived life to the fullest. Tom Arnold, who sometimes criticizes me on Twitter, said, if you were raised without a mom, Hugh Hefner probably changed your life. Champion of great writing and freedom of speech and always kind to me. Mark Hamill of Star Wars said, first met him months before Star Wars opened, expected stereotyped swinger wild man, not the kind, thoughtful, loyal friend he always was to ML and me. I don't know who ML is. Maybe it's his wife or something? I'm not sure. Who is Adam Richman? I don't know. TV host. Well, I don't have to read all of these. I think Donna Derrico was in Playboy. She says, Hugh Hefner put me in Playboy and ignited my career. I am forever indebted. Hef. You will forever live on as an icon of epic proportions. Comedian Patton Oswalt says, as per his wishes, Hugh Hefner's body will be left in a fort in the woods for other kids to find and pass around. Comedian Richard Lewis said, R.I.P. Hef. He did more. Few did more for writers, including myself, breaking boundaries and helping Lenny fight for his First Amendment rights. Lenny Bruce, I believe that is. So we are covering the death of Hugh Hefner tonight at 91. And it's weird, it's weird because, well, if you're older, I think for young people today, it's probably hard to understand what Playboy meant because, before the internet, and before cable TV and stuff, it was such a big deal that you had a magazine with like nudity in it, and it was like a huge deal. So highly controversial figure. By the way, I forgot to say thanks to the moderators tonight for moderating. I see JC in the chat room. JC might be the only one still awake. So thank you, JC, for moderating. And also, there may be moderators on the website. I'm not sure. But if there are, thank you so much. And what else was I going to say? Yeah, be sure also, we come on the air at all hours with, as you can see, we come on the air at all hours with breaking news coverage. So if you like our coverage and you want to know about our news videos, subscribe to us on YouTube and click the notifications bell. And also you can follow us on Facebook. And hello to everybody watching on Facebook as well as on YouTube. And on Twitter, we're at RSB Network. And if you like breaking news, you can always follow me on Twitter at Lookner. I post about breaking news stuff a lot. And let's see here. So we'll be on a few minutes longer here, but I would love to hear from some more of you, your comments on this. So write to me on Twitter at Lookner. Let me know what you're thinking about Hugh Hefner, the death of Hugh Hefner. Now, I don't think he still owns the mansion anymore, the Playboy Mansion. I think that was sold a few years ago. But he did have this Playboy Mansion, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard of. And he would have these huge parties there. It's currently owned by Darren Metropolis. The mansion is also used for various corporate activities. And I actually went to the mansion once for a corporate event. I got invited to this thing, which it was like towards the end, towards the later part of his life, a lot of times they rented out the mansion to like outside groups. And the thing I was invited to was some kind of like whiskey tasting thing. And I'm not even into whiskey, but a friend of mine just said, hey, they're having this thing. And so we went, and like there was nobody from Playboy there. It was like a corporate event. They just rented out the place. But it was a very pretty, it was pretty building, and it was kind of, they have like a little zoo, and they had monkeys there, which was kind of odd. But the grounds were very pretty, and it's in Holmby Hills, LA, near Beverly Hills. But he sold it, and I don't know what'll happen. I don't, will it stay the way it is? Don't know, but it was for a while a big, party scene place. Google it if you want. You can find many a picture of parties happening at the Playboy Mansion with celebrities there. Swoosh says, Steve, you lived my dream. Your dream was to go to a corporate, to a sponsored whiskey tasting at the Playboy Mansion where nobody from Playboy was there? Sleight of Hand just made a donation. Thank you, Sleight of Hand. Sleight of Hand says, thanks for the breaking news, Steve. I read Playboy back in the day just for the articles. I see a lot of comments going on in the YouTube chat room, a lot of different opinions. Sharon says he was a nasty old man. Mitzi says, I think it's a she would Clorox the Playboy Mansion. Jimmy OK says that mansion was getting old and crappy. Oh, King James says he had the rights to live at the mansion, did not own the mansion. Did he never own the mansion? I thought he owned the mansion. Let's see. Well, it was sold to the current owner by Playboy Enterprises. So I'd have to do some more research on that. But Playboy Enterprises did own the mansion before it was sold to its current owner. And somebody asked how he died of natural causes. That's the word. Cheryl writes in, what did he die from? Was he sick? I heard natural causes. I did not hear he was sick. I mean, he was 91. Well, look, maybe he was sick. I don't know. But I heard natural causes. Those were the reports I was hearing tonight. So, but I don't know if he had any kind of thing the last few years. And if he was 91, he definitely could have had stuff that we didn't know about. Holly Golightly says he did own the mansion. Yeah, I thought he did hold, but it's not sold. It's not sold. It's not his. It was not his when he died because it was sold a few years ago. Oh, the chat tonight is a crazy place. JC has his hands full in the YouTube chat tonight. Let me just do another quick check. I kind of want to see if there's any more reaction about Hugh Hefner out there. Conservative commentator Mark Dice posted something about it. He said, liberals will probably attack Hugh Hefner for promoting the cisgender, heteronormative, able-bodied, white privilege, patriarchal hegemony. That is from Mark Dice. Kim Kardashian made a post. Kim Kardashian West, excuse me. R.I.P. to the legendary Hugh Hefner. I'm so honored to have been a part of the Playboy team. You will be greatly missed. Love you, Hef. XOXO. Was Kim Kardashian in Playboy? Is that what happened? I don't know. I don't know. Well, there's one way to find out. Yes, she had... It says here she posed nude for Playboy in December 2007. Okay. Just looking at some of the different posts here about him. Larry King posted. Larry King. Hugh Hefner was a giant in publishing, journalism, free speech, and civil rights. He was a true original, and he was my friend. Rest well, Hef. Reagan Better said, did you see Hugh Hefner's last tweet about One America donations? I did not. Does he have a Twitter account, Hugh Hefner? I guess he does. It was verified. Oh, here we go. So this was Hugh Hefner's last tweet. Thanks, Reagan Better, for letting me know. So Hugh Hefner's last tweet was, please join me in supporting ongoing relief efforts for all those affected by donated to One America Appeal. So I guess this is for the hurricane relief efforts. But now this, you can see now the comments have turned into just R.I.P. Hugh Hefner comments on this. That seems to be where people are posting. So like, R.I.P., R.I.P. But that is the One America. His last tweet was about the One America Appeal. Thank you, Reagan Better, for letting us know that. Cheryl says, how many kids did he have, and is he currently married? Good question. Let's see. Personal life. Let's see. He, in 2009, started dating Crystal Harris. On December 2010, he became engaged to Harris to become his third wife. They broke off their engagement. They got married on 2012. He was 86 and she was 26. So it looks, according to this article, it doesn't say they were divorced. So according to the Wikipedia, they were still married as of his as of his death. How many kids did he have? Well, that I'm going to have to Google. How many kids does Hugh Hefner have? 4. Google says 4. Oh, here we go. Hefner's net worth was estimated to be around 40 million pounds. See, now this says many think, this says many think he owned the famous Playboy mansion, but in reality he didn't. The host is owned by Darren Metropolis, but he did own it before that. It's not like he never owned it, I believe. How many kids? He has 4 children from his two previous marriages before this one. His daughter Christy, who was born in 1952, and his son David, born in 1955, was from his first marriage to Mildred Williams. His 2 younger sons, Marston, born in 1990, and Cooper, born in 1991, were from his marriage to Playboy's Playmate of the Year, Kimberly Conrad. I did not realize he had a daughter and a son born in 1952 and 1955. I had no idea. Cheryl says, who is taking over the magazine and Enterprise? Well, I don't believe he was really running it day to day. I thought maybe Christy Hefner was running it. Let's see. Let's see if I can get some more information about this. So here's an article from 2016. And it says, are naked pictures returning to Playboy? This is from October 2016. Hugh Hefner is replaced at the magazine by his son, who blasted no nudity policy when it was announced. So it says here that in 2016 October, 90-year-old Hugh Hefner is stepping down as the magazine's chief creative officer to be replaced by his son Cooper. So I guess maybe that's what's happening now at the magazine. I'm not totally sure, but I guess we can find it if we search Cooper Hefner. Playboy pays tribute to Playboy founder after his death. And the statement that Cooper Hefner, Hugh Hefner's son, put out was here. My father lived in... Oops, see, now look. Oh, the music. Everything has auto play videos on it. You can't stop them. My father, Cooper Hefner said, my father lived an exceptional and impactful life as a media and cultural pioneer and as a leading voice behind some of the most significant social and cultural movements of our time in advocating free speech, civil rights, and sexual freedom, he shared. He defined a lifestyle and ethos that lie at the heart of the Playboy brand, one of the most recognizable and enduring in history. Elizabeth Lookner just made a donation. Thank you, Elizabeth. You donated a couple times earlier today, too. That's so nice of you. Elizabeth says, like him or not, he was an American legend. I'm 42 and never looked at a mag, but that's the beauty of our country. Freedom to look or not look. His son, Cooper, is a great level-headed guy. Thank you, Elizabeth, for the donation very much. Those donations help us stay on the air. So if you enjoy our news coverage, our coverage of the Trump rallies, or our coverage of famous people like Hugh Hefner when something happens with them, or our coverage of politics, or our coverage of the hurricanes or whatever. If you like that coverage, your donations keep us on the air. You can donate. If you'd like by going to the YouTube chat. At the bottom of the YouTube chat, there's a little dollar sign you can click on, or go to rsbn.tv/donate. rsbn.tv/donate. This is a good question. Wahanapitch writes, do you think Trump will tweet about Hugh? That's from Sam W. Do you think Trump will tweet about Hugh? Excellent question. I honestly do not know. I bet he won't. Well, part of me says he won't because he's Republican, doesn't want to upset people. But maybe he knew Hugh Hefner, in which case maybe he will if he was like an acquaintance of Hugh Hefner's. I honestly don't know. It's an excellent question. What do you think? Do you guys think Trump will tweet about Hugh? Write me at Lookner on Twitter. Let me know, at Lookner on Twitter. Jose says, why is this breaking news? Hugh Hefner was a degenerate and did more harm to this world than good. Please go to sleep, Steve. Well, Jose, I respect your opinion. I just think he was an important cultural figure in the 20th century. We're not just covering this, like all the major news outlets are covering this. And so, but you know, as we said before, some people were fans of Hugh Hefner's, some people were not fans of his. We're not here to judge, we're just here to report the news. Kay's Critters in the chat room says, I bet he will. He will say tweet about Hugh. I don't know. We'll see. Let me just do a quick check here of what else is being posted about this. Any of these I missed here. See, some of these tweets I can't show because they're not really clean. But a lot of news organizations tweeting about this now. The Guardian, Los Angeles Times, Financial Times. Saw Associated Press before, so widely covered in the media. Ooh, what is this? Let's see what this is. It says Hugh Hefner's life and photos from Variety. So let's look at Variety for a second. Here are some photos of Hugh Hefner we'll look at. I assume they're all clean because they're published by Variety. Hugh Hefner with Barbie Benton in 1969. Hefner enjoying time by his pool at the Playboy Mansion. Hugh Hefner and a pair of Playboy bunnies arrive at the Friars Club in Los Angeles in 1981. That's Hefner. He's posing with an issue of Playboy, which is cut out of the shot because I have to crop it a little bit, but there's Hefner. Hefner celebrates the 2002 Golden Globes at the MGM party with multiple playmates. Hefner celebrates his 72nd birthday in 1998, surrounded by Playboy bunnies. Hefner made a cameo opposite Eddie Murphy in Beverly Hills Cop 2. Hefner and Playmate of the Year Anna Nicole Smith. I believe she passed away, didn't she, Anna Nicole Smith, if I have that right? I can't even remember. Yes, she died in 2007, Anna Nicole Smith. Pam Anderson and Hugh Hefner. Crystal Harris and Hugh Hefner. That's in 2011. This is from 1998 there. That's 2012. There is Hefner and his son Cooper, who looks a lot like him. Okay. Huh. All right, so we're gonna, in a couple minutes, wrap this up, our coverage of the death of Hugh Hefner. If you have any comments you'd like to get in before we end, write to me on Twitter at Lookner, at Lookner. Thanks to you all for watching our broadcast and for participating. Thanks, JC, for moderating. Here is Bill Clinton's idol. JC, I'm guessing this has been one of the most difficult chats for you to moderate so far, and any other moderators who are there. That's just my guess. Elizabeth Luker just made another donation. Elizabeth, we're so grateful for all your donations today. That's amazing. She says, I just put on my silk PJs tonight. 2 happy face emoticons. And yes, Cooper is a spitting image of Dad. Thank you, Elizabeth. That's very nice of you. Okay, well, I think we are going. JC says trolls have nothing on me. I didn't even mean the trolls, JC. I meant, even among the regulars tonight, I am sure there are some comments that are pushing the bounds in the chat room, given the topic. So, but this happens. Anyways, yeah, Yvonne McMillan says feel sorry for the moderator. Jason, I like Jason Thornton's comment. Steve Lookner equals news bun ... beast. Swoosh for Trump says I've held back so many puns. Oh, Ebiscom says Playboy.com has a photo of Hugh. I will not show it until I ascertain that it's clean. Wow, if you go to Playboy.com right now, it's hard to show it to you because that's Playboy.com. So if you go to Playboy.com right now, that's all it's showing right now. And it says at the bottom, life is too short to be living somebody else's dream, Hugh M. Hefner. But that is Playboy.com right now. Thanks, Ebiscom, for the heads up. All right, I think right now we are going to wrap up this stream. So Hugh Hefner, founder of Playboy, cultural icon, controversial figure, loved by some, not loved by others. He is dead tonight at the age of 91. He died in Los Angeles, reportedly of natural causes. And we wanted to come on and cover it. So thank all of you. Thank all of you guys for joining me tonight and for all of your comments and for those of you who donated. Thank you so much for the donations, and we really appreciate that. If you like our coverage, you want to donate, you can always go to rsbn.tv/donate or click on the $ at the bottom of the YouTube chat. We are viewer supported. Your donations keep us on the air. We'll be covering breaking news when it happens, night or day, as you know. If there's something later tonight and I'm awake, we'll cover it. Otherwise, we'll be back at it tomorrow, and I'm sure there will be more political news, more President Trump news to cover it, so we will be doing it. But for now, I am Steve Lookner. Thanks, everybody saying goodbye in the chat room. I'll say some goodbyes to who's there? Light Switch and Sons of Liberty, Thomas. There are a lot of people up late tonight. Sotzlock, Holly, Bamzal, Richard. Chris Douglas made a donation. Thank you, Chris. That's very nice of you. We really appreciate it. OMG No, College of the Year, Sleight of Hand. Who else is in there right now? The Late Night Crew. Chanith, Swoosh, Cassadaps. People always say I'm up late, but you guys are all up late. You guys are here when I'm here. Anne. Who's there? Mick Chisel says, my brother owned a Playboy pinball machine original and it was cool. I think I did play Playboy pinball at one point. JC, King James, Carl, Alan, Jerry, Megan, Craig, Chris. Oh, Jacob is there. Hi, Jacob. Jacob, I didn't read your comment before. I read it, but I didn't say it out loud. Peanut Cowboy, Thomas. Yes. So anyways, all right, that's it. We're going to wrap this up. Thanks all of you for watching. Thanks for joining us tonight at Right Side Broadcasting. Thank you to Joe for helping to produce this tonight. And that's it. So we'll be back with breaking news when it happens. For now, our thoughts do go out to Hugh Hefner's family. He did pass away, so we want to extend our condolences to his family. And thank you all for joining us, and we will be back soon with breaking news when it happens. For now, I am Steve Lookner for Right Side Broadcasting. Have a great night/morning, and we will see you soon.